something in me said, he's steering the sale of this plant. He's not going to offer it to the best people who could bring it back up. He's going to steer it. And he steered it to Canada.
And back into the Jewish community,
Yeah.
and possibly the Hasids again.
Yeah.
So it's staying in-house.
I always felt that what do you call that kind of a guy? His name is Sarachek, but I always felt that he was less than honest with everybody in this town. And he was getting well paid for doing this. And when he ended up selling it, they had a yard full of trash. Well, you just shake your head.
When he's selling a house? Or
The plant.
Who has ears to hear you? Has the mass media come down here and actually said the right things, or heard what you have to say and converted out there? Or is there censorship about this, or part of the things we've been discussing, or what's your sense?
Well, it's the only people like you, and CNN was, and Al Jazeera.
They came.
They came. And not only did they come, they came for the Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe, December 12th, and covered our Mass. And in the interview after, I couldn't believe they were there. I said, "Why are you guys here?" He said, "We heard what you're doing, and we were so impressed because we usually deal in extreme cases, political pressures and arguments and fights. And we come here and find you have all these different, we have the Mexicans, the Guatemalans, you have the Russians, we've even got Byzantine Christians here who are Eastern Rite." And he said, "We couldn't believe that you all could be living together, and that all this problem was caused by the Hasidic Jews. We had to come." And I said, "Well, it's kind of refreshing that you guys are here." And one of them spoke Spanish. I said, "Well, gee, man." And they said, "Yeah, we'd stay longer because we were going to fly out. We were supposed to leave." And somebody said, "Well, you can't leave before you get the Postville story." And they made a special trip up just to be there for that whole Mass. Did the whole Mass. And then interviewed us afterwards and then went. It's people like that and yourself and some university professors that came, and people who are writing doctoral dissertations and students. But when it comes to politics, we've only had one or two. Luis Gutierrez, who was on the Hispanic congressional team, he's from Chicago. He and his members will talk like we're talking. But when you get to the Iowa politicians, they don't even come here. We lobbied. A group of us went down and lobbied at the Capitol. And I talked to a representative from Dubuque. And I said, "Why don't you come to Postville?" You know what he told me? He said, "Well, now this was, this was during the winter a year ago." He said, "Well, we hear it's already ending. The problem, it's toning down, it's almost ended." I said, "Wait a minute. We've got people with electronic monitors on their ankles, mostly women, mothers, who can't work, can't leave, and all have dependent children." And he said, we heard that there weren't any of those left anymore." I said, "Well, come up and see." He said, "Yeah, I will." He never came. And that kept going on and on until they had it down to 11 women. And when they were taken down, we took them down. We had to sponsor all of that to Cedar Rapids where they could take these monitors off. The jokers down there didn't want to take them off. And one of them showed some common sense, and when he did it, some others helped him. Pretty soon they took them all off. They had doctors' statements saying that they were burning their legs, causing them extreme pain. I mean, we were getting this on a daily basis. And it just, we did what we could. We tried to get the message out. Why it didn't go any further, I don't know.
Well, do you think the Jewish lobby had something that I know for a fact they're interested in killing bad publicity for anything Jewish. Do you think there's a factor at all in this?
Oh, we had first-hand experience with that.
Discuss that, please.
When the radio station and Jeff Abbas were doing things that needed to be done here, and they wanted to get rid of him, he asked us to come up there, Paul and I, to come up once.
Who asked you?
Jeff Abbas.
Yeah, and who asked you to come where?
To the radio station. He asked us to come up to the radio station, and he was going to give us 5 questions that dealt about what was really happening here in town related to the plant. And he said, the reason I'm doing this is not for me, but it's because articles are coming out in a New York newspaper accusing you guys of lying about all this. And I want you to address these. We went up and addressed that. After that, we were locked out of the plant. We were people not to be associated with. And there was so much financial inroads in the banking system here that we asked the president of the bank, how is it when we come over here with an innocent Hispanic lady who has a state treasury check for $183, you won't cash it even though she has a valid ID, and in your office you're sitting and talking with Shalom Rubashkin, the Hasidic man who has caused all this pain to this town. Which is better, the check from the plant or the check from the state? And the president of the bank said, the one from the plant. And at that point, Paul left. He couldn't take it. I stayed a little longer because I wanted to see what he was going to say. He said just enough to let me know, money talks. And we're not in the same category as they are. They have a lot of funds that are not here in the city that were shipped out and put in different accounts.
So basically, the Hasidic Jews came to Postville and basically have been able to do whatever the heck they want against the very principles of universalism and democracy and all that, and get away with it because they have money. Is that your assessment? That,
and they also have the other little club. What? You're questioning us? That's anti-Semitism. And that would shut most people up, except it didn't shut us up.
Have you run into that, or anybody around here run into that accusation? That these bigots, the Jewish bigots, are going to accuse people here of bigotry? That seems like an outrage. But you discuss that?
Well, yeah, it is, because my response is, yeah, but you're anti-Gentile. I mean, do you ever discuss that? Do you ever even see it in print? I mean, come on. You've not treated the Gentiles here very well. Let's hear somebody talk about that. No, got to watch my time. Oh, they're going to call me.
Oh, you got to go?
Yeah.